Stop using that transition.
Go out.
I too am aggrieved from the smoke.
So that's a great yes and, Diva. That's a great yes and. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Fridays.
Yay! Welcome everybody to Exacerdebaters, where we're gonna yell about a bunch of bullshit and we're gonna find out who's right, judging by you, the audience, who are gonna vote on us after we debate. But also, hi Ryan, you're probably one.
This is all we're good.
Are we on YouTube? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, we're on YouTube.
We're on YouTube.
We're on the
YouTube.
Oh, there it is right now. Okay. perfect.
You
YouTube.
of the tubes.
As
Yeah. Yes, I'm here, everyone. So vote for what I say is best.
Shut the fuck! No! Get out of here!
Shut the fuck up.
No, you're gonna earn
No.
this how we all earn this by yelling over each other.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fucking. It's gonna be a hoot. I haven't
No,
had to
I'm
yell at
ready.
Diva in a long time. I'm pretty excited.
I am ready. I took speech and debate.
Oh.
So did
I
I.
participated in debate.
Did you get to do debate in front? Like, did you like mock trial? Did you get to go up in front of judges? And
Yes,
stuff?
not willingly, but yes.
Oh, like you were subpoenaed? That's not a mock trial anymore, Diva. That's a fucking trial.
No. It was
real
like, my professor was just like, no, where you're going. You're going. I'm like, wait, what? And he's like, no, I volunteer you to do this. I'm like, okay.
Voluntold.
Yeah.
Voluntold.
So I'm like, okay.
Okay.
This is gonna work out great.
So obviously this is a show where we... Okay. This is where we debate with each other about a certain topic. Every week we bring up a different topic. The master debater of last week gets to decide what the topic of this week will be, which last week was Corey. She has the Loki helmet right down there for her trophy. She
Yes.
decided
Oh, cool. I
that
love
musical
that.
theater was our topic for the week, and we have questions that we have prepared.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is Ryan low to anybody else?
Low?
Yes.
Audio wise?
Hello? Yes.
You quiet,
Oh,
boy.
yeah.
Yes.
You quiet, sir.
You
I'm
quiet
quiet.
boy. You a quiet
Is that
boy.
better?
Oh yeah, you
Okay.
can
There you go.
now.
There you go.
Brought
Now
it
is,
closer
now
to
is.
my face.
Yeah.
Cool.
You have to inhale the mic first and then speak.
Is that better?
Oh, nope. Nope.
Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, so we have questions prepared. We have also chosen champions. With that, we will present our questions. We will have each a minute to describe why our champion is the best or worst or
A
whatever.
minute?
1 entire minute, yes.
Now 1 minute.
It goes by pretty fast.
You'd be surprised
Yeah.
how short
And you
a
can
minute
always
is.
So
And
you can
relinquish
always
your
just
time.
say like you can always just say your thing and just be like, I'm done.
Okay, but Diva,
that's what I do.
because you're looking panicked, after we each do our minute, we are all going to have collectively 5 minutes to shout out the rest of our logic. So,
But we have to
there will
shout
be-
over each other, or it's
in
like,
the
Well, I mean,
5
like,
minutes,
it's like a
yeah,
group
it's a fucking
conversation.
free-for-all because we
Okay,
don't believe in
okay,
form or
okay.
function. But the 1
Okay.
minute is
Uh-huh.
all yours. So get your good points out
Okay.
there, and then
Yeah.
we will challenge them
they're
in
ready.
the 5 minutes.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
I am
All right.
not ready.
Blah.
Well, I can tell from your first choice, but yes, we'll get to that.
Wow!
I mean, when Ryan shit talks, you know it's gotta be bad.
Damn! Shady Friday! You go put on my
We
shade.
have established that we're all punchy as fuck today. So it's gonna be a fun night.
I'm gonna go get my fan. What is he doing?
Oh my
Okay,
God.
Mr.
Well, you just undid whatever you just did. I'm just gonna extract my respect from you and throw it in the gutter.
You've
never
gained
mind,
extra
Ed.
respect points from me.
Oh, thank you, Diva.
Extra respect points.
He's not the judge. What are you doing?
No, you don't have to kiss up to him.
I can respect a pair of
Make your
shades.
stand.
Oh,
Make your stand.
Oh.
I love it. I love
want
it.
a
I
prom.
love it.
you want to front? Oh.
Shit,
Next week we'll bring
put my
props.
away. You know what I got? A bag of meal chips. That's what I got. I had a late night on Facebook, And this ad kept coming up as like, fuck you. Yes, I will buy a box. And they're all right. They're all right. They're filling. They've got vitamins and minerals. Hey, sponsor me, you fucks. All right.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a fun episode. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so with our first question, we will. Oh, sorry. Also, at the end of the round, after the 5 minutes we've debated and everything, we will put up a straw poll. You guys can go over to that website, vote for your decision, and that will decide who wins that round. That is all I need to say. Here we go.
And everybody gets one vote.
So we have for the first question, best musical to film adaptation.
That's a statement. Or a prompt at best.
Not really a question.
Yeah.
How about with that addition there? It'll populate
Nothing
there
is
with a
fair.
question mark.
Best
Nothing's
musical
fair,
to film adaptation.
There we go.
There.
Hey, Reed, I understood that reference. That was when I was still watching that show. It's been a long time.
But yeah, so
That's
Diva.
a movie, isn't it?
What? Yes.
Yes, Diva has Sound of Music. Corey
There it
has
is.
Mamma Mia. I have The Producers. Connie has Grease. And Cucumber has Chicago.
I thank you for your votes.
All right. And so, since Diva is our guest today, I think it would be only customary to have her go first.
I don't even know how to. Okay. Well. Okay. Okay.
You just say this is it and why, and
Yeah.
fill that minute.
You ready?
Do you have the minute ticking down?
It will be.
Yeah, it's bottom right. It's the
Okay,
counter.
beautiful. Because I need to be able to see this. Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay.
All right. And go for it.
Okay, so The Sound of Music is absolutely one of the most quintessential pillars of musical theater. It is from the Golden Age, originally a stage adaptation from Lindsay and Crusoe that is now Rodgers and Hammerstein. So what are the reasons why this is the best stage adaptation? One, we have credentials and monetary accomplishment. This was #1 in the box office for several weeks, including the highest grossing film of 1965. And then by 66, it surpassed Gone with the Wind as the highest grossing film. It won 5 Academy Awards, including Best Director and Best Picture. And also, according to the AFI film list, it is the 55th greatest film of all time and the 4th greatest musical, beating out both Chicago and Grease. The other musicals in here didn't even make the cut. And then it is also in the Library of Congress's National Film Registry for culturally historic and aesthetically significant films. This is also the perfect film because it is based on a story that we need to understand so that we don't repeat, including what is happening in Nazi Germany and the direness of its time. It benefited from location to location, which stage can't do if it only is in one place, and then it's a story for everyone, children and adults. Okay.
Wow.
Honk!
Honk!
I just want you to feed all information into my brain at that rate. I will just become a super brain at the point. Like after a couple days, like, oh my god.
I was like, I'm gonna go ham. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
You did.
you're coming back because I want to fight
Okay.
somebody. So let's do this.
You brought like all those facts and stuff.
Yeah. I
I'm
want to
prepared
see.
lose going after that. That's fine.
Oh man.
Confidence, I love it.
Well, Corey. I mean, you might as well just get it out of the way, I guess. So.
Okay.
The Shay fan has been dropped.
You want to borrow my hammer to nail yourself into that coffin?
All right. You ready?
Sure.
Go.
Okay. So, geez, I have no way to follow that up other than I really like Mamma Mia. So a lot of it is the location, the beautiful scenery of being able to portray that. Obviously on stage, the little island in the Mediterranean, the beautiful sweeping shots. Also, what's her name? I can't remember names now because I'm flustered. The powerhouses of the songs is just adorable. All the characters are, what really brings to life a a stage play to a film is the actors, and the actors that they got for these characters are just absolutely amazing. The chemistry between them is just absolutely perfect and quintessential, and I can watch it constantly. Especially like with my mom, the one song with the mom and the daughter is absolutely beautiful. Makes me and my mom cry all the time. Okay.
You made it. You did it.
And now she's gone.
And now she's gone. All right, I will go next. So, I have chosen the producers because not only is it a 12 Tony Award-winning production, it is one of a very few types of adaptations that captures the way that the staging of the play was done to the movie. So you can literally like watch this movie and say that you basically saw a stage production without having to go to the Schubert or the Pantages, and it is from the comfort of your own living room, and is also a very light-hearted comedy of errors that is very endearing. All the characters have something that you can kind of relate to for everyone. Also, it is one of the things you want from an adaptation is like the original cast kind of being brought back as much as possible, which most of the cast was, except for Franz and Ulla. The only reason Franz didn't come back is because he was playing Max Bialystok on Broadway when they were recording the movie. And otherwise, and they also had great...
Great merp.
Great merp.
Great merp.
They have great merp. Great merp.
Okay.
All right.
Connie, go.
All right, let's go, Grease Lightning. This is one of the best musical-to-film adaptations ever because of all the catchy songs. You can remember these songs from the first time that you heard them to now, and they're stuck in the back of your head for all of eternity. But one of the great things about this film adaptation is that it's something that you can watch every single year. Like, I used to watch this before I started, like, every year of, like, high school, and it would just get me like, yeah, this is going to be a great year, like, super amped and pumped because of all the joyous songs and just like the high energy that each kind of section of the story that was being told, and especially with the development of, you know, because they were going throughout the entire year. It starts at the beginning of high school, and then you can kind of see the character development through the different characters, through Sandy and through Zuko. And at the end of the school year, they all get together, and then it's all one big celebration, and that's kind of like what you were expecting out of your own school year.
Honk.
Soft honk. All right, Cucumber, go.
So the best thing about an adaptation is the ability to transfer the essence of the stage play into a film. Diva mentioned Academy Awards earlier with Sound of Music winning 5. However, Chicago won 6 across the board, overtaking that particular movie. The performances here were not phoned in. Everybody Fosse'd the shit out of this movie. Catherine Zeta-Jones was pregnant for a good chunk of it, if not the whole damn thing, and she's still, like, just taking over the stage. Everybody looked great, sounded great. Every time they cut away to one of the stage fantasies, it was gorgeous. The choreography was fabulous. The set design was beautiful. And at no point did you feel like you were neither... Like, you didn't feel like you were not watching a movie and watching a musical, but you never felt like you weren't watching a musical. And it did this beautiful thing that it seamlessly took both... God damn it! The words! The sensibilities of both a movie and a musical were both clearly represented in the film of Chicago, and I got a lot more to say about it, but I think that's my lead-in for the next 5 minutes.
Perfect. All right, 5 minutes are on the table.
Okay, so something about Grease. One of my favorite things is 35-year-old high school students. Fuck that movie. It's like, hey, let's all dance around this car and talk about date rape like it's a good thing, Grease.
Okay, so piggybacking on top of that with Grease. So yes, you do have adults playing kids, but the other thing is that I feel this is just a personal thing. I feel that it hasn't aged well as well as some of the other films because we're talking about a woman who. The whole arc for Sandy is she changes everything about herself to fit for this guy.
That is
true. But to the credit of this, the music is catchy as fuck.
Yeah.
Well, but this
I will
is
say.
the
So is
musical
the
film
Cars for
adaptation.
Kids jingle. It doesn't mean it's
That's
good.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
And if I am gonna say that I'm gonna say this for Grease, of all of the musicals, I will say that Grease is a high contender, I think, also, if I was not voting for my own, because if you think of all of these, you're aware that there is a stage musical. With Grease, almost no one's aware of the stage musical. They're just aware of the film because the stage musical did so poorly before the film, which could make it count as best.
Right.
Because
So let's talk
it had
about
to blow up.
The producers. Ryan
Okay.
actually
The
made a good point
producers!
in my favor. Where yes, it's a great comedy. It's a great show. It's a
Brilliant.
decent movie at best. That's my problem with it. It's like, yeah, the people that you would have wanted in this film, this everlasting version. You put Uma Thurman into this role. I mean, here's the deal. Matthew Broderick's been in a lot of musicals. He did a Music Man take. He did some stuff, but he is wooden when it comes to a lot of his musical performances. This is my personal opinion.
Well, I also feel
He's
like that's
boring.
what Leo Bloom kind of is. He's a wooden dude. Like, he doesn't really get to open up until
Oh, he's a nervous dude.
So
Yeah.
here's the thing: is I think he's I think Matthew Broderick is fine in this. But here's the thing: if we're talking about best, objective best, like not favorite, but best, this was successful, very successful as a stage play, as a stage musical, maybe the most successful of all of these. But it was not successful as a film, like financially, or just how many people. And you also mentioned that. It's like as if you saw the stage production. But my question is, if it's so close to the stage production, why would you want to watch a filmic facsimile of a stage production? Why wouldn't you want to just see the stage production itself, just like Chicago?
Or just like
So I
Neverland,
actually
because
really
you
like-
can't get to
No.
it.
I actually really like Chicago. The way that the movie does it, the flipping back and forth between like an onstage version versus like an in real life
courtroom.
version, especially like the courtroom, Queen Latifah's song. Oh my gosh, like that flipping back and forth between like this like ultra glamour like stage versus like real life. I really appreciated that about
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Like the flow of Chicago, I think was just
100%.
fucking flawless, and everyone was cast very well for their type, which I can't necessarily say for the producers. And I love the producers, and like I love Will Ferrell, but as funny as he wasn't right for that role, in my opinion. Like he didn't bring what someone else could have brought to it, like an actual like fucking theatrical.
Oh, see,
actor brought to it.
I thought he was great in that. But going
So
to
I think-
Chicago.
Sorry.
Oh, you first. No,
Okay.
we only have
So
like 2 minutes.
In
I'll-
that sense, like to adapt it enough to a movie, I think they needed a couple stars who weren't theatrical in nature. Like Will Ferrell has done some stuff on stage, but he is mostly a film star. And so just to give the audience just a little bit so it's more accepting.
Accessible.
Did he shine? Did he shine
Well,
as
yeah,
a film star in this?
He did to me. I mean, he
Well,
definitely
okay,
was.
to-
He embodied what I thought.
That's
that
why you got Nathan Lane. Though,
Do the
man.
thing with
That dude-
Cucumber, you were just saying that it
Yeah.
would have been better if you had actual, people who were musically inclined or who are known for their musical
Yes, but
performances.
these
People in
kids
Chicago
brought their
weren't necessarily.
A game.
You had Queen Latifah who was known, yes, but could you not say that the people in the producers also put their A game forward? I think you could.
I would say they did not. I did not think Uma Thurman brought her A game. I think she brought her B
So
game.
here's another thing about Chicago, why this might not be the most like the best adaptation,
Yeah.
is because it also was one of the most successful shows on Broadway, not originally, but then after the 1996 revival, compared to Sound of Music, which had a less successful stage run. And so it was
'Cause it's boring!
It is boring.
It's adorable. Sound of Music is
It is
adorable.
not
And Julie
boring.
Andrews and
She
the
is
guy,
the-
their chemistry.
She's
Julie
a goddess.
Andrews-
It doesn't change the fact
Julie
that the show
Andrews
was boring.
is the queen.
She's a
It
goddess, and the chemistry is adorable and works so
Yes.
well on screen.
I will watch him tearing that flag on loop, but let me tell you how often I sit down to watch The Sound of Music. Once every 5 years. I love it, but I can't fucking sit through it.
Yeah.
Do you watch Chicago every day?
No, but I watch it way more often than that. And we're out of time.
All right.
Talk!
The poll is in the chat.
Yeah, everyone's just
like
ignored
that.
Mamma Mia because they're like, meh.
I was trying to follow. Like
Oh
it seemed like we
my.
were talking about 1, 2, 3, but then we went to here, and then we went to here.
That'll happen.
That
It'll
may
Yeah,
have
there's
been
no
by
order in this
design.
5-minute round.
Can't really tell.
I was talking about this earlier. I hate clip show musicals. I fucking hate them. I hate Moulin Rouge. I hate Mamma Mia. I hate
Oh, like
Jersey Boys. I
beatbox
hate
musicals. Wait, isn't that
Jukebox.
beatbox?
Jukebox
That's what they are.
musicals. Yeah, I
Beatbot, yes.
fucking hate
Yeah.
them. I hate them so much.
I love them
You-
so much.
Hang
Yes,
on,
you
hang on,
do.
hang on,
No.
hang. Whoa, hang on. You
Oh.
hate
Who the fuck doesn't
Moulin
like
Rouge?
Chicago? How did I not not get one vote.
Hold on.
Hey, I haven't gotten a vote either.
Hold the phone. I have cucumber. I have beef.
Okay.
You say Moulin Rouge is. You don't like Moulin Rouge.
I do
You think
not.
it's bad.
We had this. I've
do
argued
not
with him
like
about this
it, no.
before. He hates it so much.
Here's the deal. Everyone turned out
My
great
God.
performances, but as a show and as a story, it's garbage. It's hot fucking garbage. It's beautiful because it's Baz Luhrmann, and that dude probably smokes a lot of weed or something, but it's shit.
Oh my! I have so
I've
many.
never
We need to.
seen
Okay, no,
Moulin
we need to go on.
There's
We need to go on a thing with this.
fun, There's intrigue. There's like, oh my gosh. We need to have a conversation about this.
Okay, let's
you-
go. Let's
Corey-
go. After
Corey-
the show, I'm happy to continue to talk about this. Fuck that
He will
movie.
never change his mind. Trust me.
Yeah, gee, do you want to sit down and watch Romeo plus Juliet, anybody? Goddamn Baz Luhrmann.
Whoa! Hang on. Are you also gonna? Are you gonna shit on that too?
Yes!
Romeo plus
Whoa.
Juliet. Okay, hang on. I will say. Okay,
You got her
I
started.
love Shakespeare, and I adore Shakespeare. I think that Romeo plus Juliet is the best filmic adaptation of that because it is the one that truly, that for me at least, is believable that they are in love. Every other one, it's in lust. Every other
the 60s
adaptation
one did
is
a good
lust.
job.
No, I too think that's lust. It too
It
looks
is
like
Lust. They're fucking 15.
I mean, I love it. I do love.
I
the
wrote a whole
the-
paper on
the
this. We're gonna have a
the
great
60s one is
conversation.
gorgeous. But, okay. We will. We'll do it. We'll do it.
Okay.
All right.
Well, Cukes won that
I'm on
round.
Diva's
No,
side. I
no.
don't care.
No, I
I'm on
didn't.
Diva's side.
Nobody voted for me, did they?
No, you
No?
got one
One
vote,
person did.
Cucumber.
Yeah,
I
I
got
got
zero.
Got one.
So.
Thank you for the one person who can see sense.
I honestly would have voted for you, Cucumber. So
Thank you. I would
You
have.
have your own. You wouldn't vote for your own. You're throwing so much hate at Mamma Mia, and you wouldn't vote for your own pick.
Listen, nobody would vote for Mamma Mia except for they did, I guess.
They voted
Hey,
once.
what is happening?
They did?
When I was thinking of my pick, Chicago came up for me a couple of times because I do think, and again, this becomes more of a like favorite musical kind of. It starts to lean that way, because the music is just. It does. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly,
totally.
3 words: cell block tango.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they nailed that. Like, there's no moment
And
in
that's
the show
all.
that I
That's
feel
it.
like they
Yeah.
did not nail. Like, fucking this dude is probably the weakest link, but even he did a great job. Because, like,
Richard
Billy Flynn
Gere.
doesn't need to be a great singer.
Love
no,
Richard
even in the
Gere. Oh my
original, he
God.
was not a good singer.
Nope. Hey, don't you shit on Jerry Orbach. I will come for you in the night.
Yeah, but it was like he wasn't someone you would go see as like a singer who just sings. Like he's a musical.
Lumiere! I will kill
No,
you!
character singing,
Yeah.
but not like a pop star.
No, but it's not a pop musical. It's a jazz musical.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like he's known for his character representations of the singing that he does, but not. I wouldn't go to see a concert of his except for like
Of
the
just
stuff.
him singing.
Yeah.
I would, because
Yeah.
he's dead, so I'd get to see a zombie.
Oh my god.
I legit love Jerry
Oh
Orbach.
my
you guys.
gosh.
I love.
All right. Well, moving on to our next question.
Okay.
We have characters most deserving of a Broadway musical.
This is good. I'm so excited.
So Diva has Diva Plava Laguna.
DIVA.
Yes.
That's just.
Just to make sure to clarify.
But not when you
Although-
play her on Broadway.
I was gonna say it would be a perfect billing.
Diva playing Diva.
Diva is Diva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diva is
Just
Diva.
saying.
The Diva.
If you're watching Broadway,
Then we also have Corey has Inigo Montoya.
Sweet.
I have Dr. Manhattan. Connie has Princess Peach, and Cucumber has the Green Lantern.
Hell yes.
Oh,
I
no.
think chat is
Oh, no.
questioning our choices.
Well,
I was like, is that Peach? I like that Ryan chose the weird sex scene as the picture for Dr. Manhattan, though.
no, yeah, I was just like one of the things would be like that play would be nudity. Which isn't bad.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
It's theater. You can flop around all you like.
Yeah.
Just ask hair necklace.
Reed is questioning the entire idea. Fair enough, but we'll get there.
Okay. Are we doing it in reverse this time, or am I going first again?
Yeah.
That was an or question, and you both said yes.
Yeah, so I'm very.
Are we doing this or this? Yes, we are doing that or that. Yes.
Yes, we are.
At the same time.
We'll go in reverse order. So Cucumber gets to start off this time.
Okay.
Okay. And
Okay.
go.
Okay, good. I didn't specify, but I did definitely want the Hal Jordan story. So I wanted the first act to be the buddy cop, like friendly mentor-mentee story between Hal Jordan and Sinestro. So it's about their friendship. Act 2 is about the betrayal of that friendship when they find out about Korgar. And Act 3 is going to include all the spectrum of all of the Green Lantern Corps across everything. Because think of the fucking visuals, right? Light up costumes, because we can literally do that now. We can have LED lit up costumes. You can have like hard light puppets like out and about in the theater. Power ballads all about Oa at the beginning of the show. Sinestro's like, you know, evil, sinister plot about taking over Korgar as a thing. And at the very, very end, imagine the harmonies of all 7 Lantern Corps singing together when everything's finally brought to a standstill, brought to a peace, right? So you have this rise up, like we're all gonna, you know, protect the universe together song, and it's gonna be super cool. And there could be a whole. I have an idea for the Ferris Wheel of Love about Carol Ferris. I know honk.
Perfect.
Save it for the 5 minutes, bub.
All right, Connie, tell us about Princess Peach.
Okay. Princess Peach is absolutely one of the most deserving characters to have a Broadway musical because she is one of the most appeared characters in video game history since her starting. And not only does Nintendo have such a big following, but the story that it'll tell, starting with the curse that's upon Mushroom Kingdom, and then you can go into her whole story development, and then the second act will be when Bowser comes in and kidnaps her, and then you have Mario coming in trying to go and rescue her, but you can also do the back and forth between the juxtaposition between her being captured by Bowser and then Mario coming to save her, which will then eventually, in the third act, resolve the curse that's upon the Mushroom Kingdom, and then being rescued by Mario, and then developing the relationship between Mario as well as Luigi, and then incorporating in Toadstool as well, and then you have the whole big happy ending. But you got the fan base there that's ready to want to see what happens to Princess Peach after she gets kidnapped by Bowser.
Okay. So I chose Dr. Manhattan, and the way I picture this story going, is I picture this played out in similar fashion as the Curious Case and the Dog in the Nighttime, where it's more of like a philosophical journey where you're kind of going through his perspective of events and things that have happened to him, and you kind of get to swap between different time periods and different places as he recounts the things that are going. You can have like these awesome moments of like you have strings coming down from the ceiling where he's like alludes to the puppetry of time that he is still a part of, even though he can see the strings. There's moments on screen where it's kind of like a Blue Man Group kind of thing, where there's just like a bunch of Dr. Manhattans walking around doing their own little thing, telling their own little bits of story. You have all these other moments of just popping in and out of time, basically, and yeah.
Honk.
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 Why do we honk? It's at the end.
Yeah, when the timer runs out, we honk so that people know.
Okay.
People get passionate, so they don't see the timer. So we
Okay,
gently
cool.
remind them with an aggressive as fuck honk.
Okay, honk.
All right, Corey,
Ready?
go.
Inigo Montoya, oh my gosh, needs a musical. It's basically like we already know his story, but to go into depth, right? So the first act is like it's a story of revenge and musical, by the way, and it's Mandy Patinkin. Oh my god. So the first act we're talking about like the whole like the beginning thing with the six-fingered man, and oh my gosh, and like what is happening, like all the things with his father, all that build up. Then we see the descent into darkness and all like we'll look at some amazing like crunchy chords, very discordant life, and then like him slowly trying to find himself with different missions, and like him going on the mission that we see in Princess Bride, and then like another like descent into madness of, oh my gosh, is this where it's gonna end? And no, and we see like the big like, yay, like he's out of it, like, and he saves people, and then he's like, and we'll get to see like the end is gonna be him, what's he's doing after that revenge, after we get that crescendo, we'll see that like what he ends up doing, and I think it would be an amazing like revenge as we go.
Revenge!
Revenge!
Yes! All right, Diva.
I'm just writing my rebuttal. Yep.
Okay. Wow!
I'm taking notes on everyone's.
Wow, you're
Sorry,
you're,
I
So
said-
she
you're in
can
it.
deconstruct
I-
them
I get-
later.
I get really I didn't know I was competitive, and then I learned one day that I get really competitive. Okay, are we
Okay.
ready
And
for
now
Yes,
you
yeah.
know.
Here we go.
Okay.
And
Okay, so the diva from Fifth Element would make is a character extremely deserving of a Broadway musical. One, we have an established world that can be expanded, whereas all of these other ones, we have worlds that we already know so much of. This is a character that you can take. We know a little bit of her. We know canonically that she is a singer, therefore by also rendering a musical believable and desirable. Whereas everyone else, that you kind of already know their story. This one, it's a story that we can start exploring from the bottom up. This can cross blend genres like Phantom of the Opera. So I imagine the music that we heard her singing was very operatic, but you can also have rock. You can also have, kind of sci-fi throwback, some 80s lo-fi elements in there. This could also be a brilliant opportunity to combine puppetry as well as humans, where you have all of the aliens, the set pieces, all of these things. And I think it's another thing where this could have longevity, because it can be adaptive and be moving and changing. And I think
honk.
Okay,
All right.
let's fucking
Let's
go.
go.
Okay,
So
I
let's
can
start
see.
with Green Lantern. Okay, I'm just jumping in here right now. Okay, so I'm gonna start in with Green Lantern. So here's the thing, Cucumber, you gave us a great pitch for it, but unless you're gonna write the musical, then it may not be exactly what you wanted. And that's the thing with all of these other ones too, is like there's this idea of what the musical could be.
So your
But if someone
argument
else
is that all of
wrote
these
it-
could be bad. I agree. Thank you.
Yes, but
Next.
also
I mean,
the history of
all
okay, if we want to go to other ones, Inigo Montoya I love, but I don't know if it would work because he's canonically dead, and the life
Yeah,
is
so is Pablo Laguna, dude.
Hang on, his life is okay. That's
He
true.
becomes
They
the
ripped
Dread
her
Pirate.
you could
souls
look
out of her
separate
body.
ways.
She's dead as
Theoretically
fuck.
becomes the Dread Pirate, Roberts. He doesn't even.
Inigo ain't dead. Your girl's dead.
I
Comes back from the dead. Princess
I would
Peach will never
posit
fucking
that-
die. Neither will Doc Manhattan.
Right.
So
This
I
is
would
the only
posit
dead
that Inigo
person.
Montoya. I think the story could be even more interesting if it was a Broadway musical for Inigo Montoya. If the musical started after he killed the six-fingered man and then went on from there, because all of that would be new and explored. I just think that could be interesting. That was something I thought of.
I just like the idea of revenge. I think revenge would be very interesting as a musical, right? So we have just like that intense dramatic.
That's very true,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think
here's
that we
here's
get a lot of
Revenge
like
Prince is
just
so long.
Pablo
My other
Laguna
concern-
is
and then
a
we would be
tragedy.
able to see the end.
She would
my
be
other
great.
concern is if it. Okay, you want to talk about?
I
okay,
would.
yeah.
She would be great as an opera, not as a stage musical, in my personal opinion. She is operatic in her
Why
performance,
not, when
and
what
her
she's
story is
saying-
also operatic. She's this beautiful sort of like, she's a performance.
Her
angel
story
who
was
gets
operatic, but it was
slaughtered.
not. It was not actually. It was done by an opera singer, but with a ton of autotune and in different takes. It wasn't actually all one take. So
I'm aware.
thereby, you couldn't get. Okay, so with that, but idea is that it's opera mixed with a ton of stuff, just like Phantom
Yeah,
of
it's
the
a rock
Opera is not a
opera.
real opera.
Or a
Right.
techno
No,
opera.
So
I
this
get that.
would not. Okay,
But
so
she's
you,
also
so,
uninteresting.
Techno opera.
She's a
hell
gigger.
yeah.
She's
Yeah.
a life gigger. She's like, I've got this job. I'm gonna go get this job.
I'm sorry,
I'm
and
gonna
Green
smuggle
Lantern
some stones
is
in my gut.
interesting. He's
and I'm gonna
green,
fucking
and he
die.
has a he's green. The entire set would be green. If
Hey,
we
look,
get
they've
lost.
done a
No, they wouldn't.
superhero.
God damn it! We're talking about the full spectrum. We'd have the whole goddamn rainbow.
And they've
Each
done-
No,
spectrum.
I see a picture
each-
there. It's all green.
Shut
It's all
up.
green.
Each piece of the spectrum would have
No,
their own
no.
theme, and they would all weave together in the third act in this beautiful, beautiful harmony.
Plus, they've
They
done.
take down the anti-monitor together in the third
Okay,
act.
so where are the
Remember,
women?
they
Where are the
have
women in the
time-
show?
Everywhere in every single core.
Yeah.
would they have time? So my issue isn't like. So my issue is that would we have time to explore
Yes.
both Hal's story and then
Yes.
interpersonal story and
Yes.
understand the
Yes.
intricacies of the multiple
Yes.
lanterns and
Yes.
the multiple
Goddammit,
cords?
yes, because so Hal would be our key. Hal would be our everyman who enters into this universe. But we would also do the modern take where Carol Ferris also becomes a Violet Lantern, thus opening the door to all of the other spectrums. So it opens up after the first act. The first act is just how he becomes that. That's origin. Second act is here is our problem. What's going to happen? Third act is resolution, and all of them peaceably existing together in this beautiful fucking light show and musical gorgeousy thing. And
So let's look at the history. Let's look at the history of superhero musicals and see how
Like
poorly they've done.
Spider-Man.
yeah, I'm not gonna break anybody's goddamn neck, okay? I get it.
No, so we have this. We've just seen. We've seen that historically they do bad.
I do have to say that I would love to see a Princess Peach musical just because she is
I
so
wouldn't.
like she is really because like
She's put the whole thing in a box.
So
Right, yeah. That's the
No,
thing. She's
we would
waiting for
get
her person
more.
to save her. This is not a good
That's
story.
a Mario musical masquerading as a Princess Peach musical.
So here's the thing. I think that a video game musical would be awesome. And there's one that I saw. I can't remember the name of it, but I saw it a few years ago, and it was a very like Mario inspired. My only concern with Mario is that we're taking a very, very animated characters and we're translating them in a very, very animated world and translating them. And sometimes that translation with people gets really muddy and lost. Like if we just look at the Mario film. Okay, yes,
Okay,
continue.
Ryan, here's the problem with yours, okay? Because Dr. Manhattan would be great as like a Kafka-esque play. It would be great as a play. I would watch the fuck out of that play. But the second those three blue naked boys
Yeah.
start singing, I'm
Barbershop.
out. Like, I'm just fucking out.
I also agree that it could be a play because Curious
That's fair.
Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime was a play. It's not a musical.
That is true.
And it's great.
I mean, would it get a little boring if it's just a lot of philosophical?
No, because it would be well.
Not
I
if they're
mean,
all naked.
One could say that a Curious Case
And
of the Dog in
painted
the Nighttime
blue.
could have gotten boring, but the staging was what made it come alive. So it's really gonna be the stage as a character.
It's just gonna be another version of Blue Man Group, but instead of having like drumsticks and neon paint, it's just neon
Just
Manhattan,
dicks.
just
Dicks
dong,
everywhere.
dong, dong,
Dicks
dong.
everywhere.
That's the tagline of the whole show.
Dicks everywhere.
Doc Manhattan.
Blue
Dicks.
blue dicks everywhere.
All right.
Blue dicks everywhere.
Good luck, everybody. I don't think any of us won this one.
No.
It is all based on your opinions now in the chat.
I do want to say I'm not knocking anyone's choice. I think that these are all
Yeah, it's
solid.
it's a
I just
debate.
I think that they'd be
I
interesting
know,
no matter
but
what. yeah.
I feel bad with debate.
Why?
so much.
Why?
Why?
Because
We're
because
not attacking
sometimes
each other's
it's sometimes-
character, we're attacking each other's
Okay.
positions.
I mean, Ryan
It's a
was a
debate.
little bit earlier.
Okay.
Yeah,
to
that's
me.
true.
Well,
But that's fine.
I do want to say
Yeah, but
whatever
like, fuck
you
Mamma
like
Mia,
is
though, right?
whatever you like is valid and good.
Sorry, Corey.
Also,
Dang.
chat
Oh!
watching. I need more votes. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, they really like it when you beg for them.
So far, Corey is getting more votes, so that didn't work.
So here's
Here's the
another-
deal.
here's-
I didn't chime in on Corey's
I
because
do-
actually that's a dope ass musical.
It
Whether
is.
it's
No,
his
it would-
entire life story or the suggested post like Dread Pirate Roberts. Like I know I'm losing
No, it
now,
would
so
be
I'm gonna
life
pitch in on
story.
that one
Like
because
Inigo,
that's the one I'd want to see.
Inigo's
So-
like pirate adventures. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
I think Inigo Montoya would be a gorgeous.
I feel like
think
that
it
would
would
be
be
like the
amazing.
Scarlet Pimpernel or something.
I think it would be.
Oh, come
I think it'd be
on.
just.
That's a good show. Shut up.
No, I'm saying
So-
that.
so
like,
here's-
Inigo
here's-
Montoya's
hang on,
story
here's-
would be like that.
Here's my. I don't think I mentioned. I forgot to mention this. I do think Inigo Montoya would be freaking phenomenal as a musical. I just think it would be. He's a great character. My only concern is if we're in love with Mandy Patinkin's performance as Inigo Montoya, which obviously we are. But if there was a different person cast, if it was a longer run, would we be just more disappointed?
I mean,
so
so
I
I
think
think
originally-
Lin-Manuel Miranda as Inigo Montoya.
No,
Hey, we don't have-
I want
What?
I want good musical performances. I want like pretty like musical lines. like,
The fuck are you trying to say about Lin-Manuel Miranda? Okay, I agree. He's not the strongest performer, but damn it if he can't write.
oh, he fucking absolutely right, and he can rap. I want the long, very musical lines that I think, like, yeah.
What if it's like Retiree? What if the musical is about him as Dread Pirate Roberts passing the torch one last time? Like it's the end of his career, so we can get Mandy Patinkin to do it.
Oh, that would be. I would see that.
I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hello, Broadway. My name is Cucumber.
I will be writing your shows from here on out.
He wants to be a producer and make, Indigo Montoya a show. That didn't fit the syllables.
Not gonna lie though, I was pretty proud of this one. I started coming up with song titles and stuff last night. I was like, so when the threat first arrived, it was gonna be called Oa, because Oa is their home base planet thing, and so it's gonna be like and then the Ferris wheel of love, because Hal Jordan is in love with Carol Ferris of Ferris
Okay.
and it's gonna be so fucking good. And then come on, like the refrain would always be the each poem and each version, each splinter cell of the Green Lanterns have their own oath, their own unique oath. So like every time it changes focal points, you would get their oath in this beautiful
that would be interesting to hear as like a Sondheim like.
Right.
So not gonna lie, I've learned more about Green Lantern just now than I knew coming in. I knew he was green and he had a lantern, and that Ryan Reynolds played him once upon a time.
Yeah, fuck that movie. Diva, I'm gonna hook you up with some comics, and you're gonna like him as much as I do.
My entire understanding of Green Lantern.
No, trust me, he's great. He's great, but you need the better of the writers, because he can be super cornball, but you need the stories that challenge him as a person. And like Jeff Johns, love him or hate him, he resurrected Hal Jordan in a way that nobody else could have done. And like,
is that Green Lantern's real name?
No, Jeff Johns is a writer who
no,
resurrected the character.
Is Hal?
Oh yeah,
Hal Jordan is.
Yeah, this is Hal Jordan.
See, again,
my favorite is Kyle Rayner, but I think if you're gonna start on Green Lantern, you got to start with Hal and then work your way out.
Okay,
the whole
hang on.
Is that
I'm gonna say
Reed is a mantle.
Reed, I'm very nerdy, but I am not comic book nerdy. I am video game and academic nerdy. And I have other nerddom sides. I'm book nerdy.
Yeah,
there's no
not
judgment.
comic book
I'm just
nerdy.
saying, I know some good stories that I think you'll like.
They're crying at me in the chat because they think I'm not educated.
It's all right.
It's gonna be all right, Reed. You're gonna be all right.
It's okay, because we got a third question.
What's the score? Yeah, what are we at?
Right now, Diva against Corey and that's what's happening right now.
Oh, shit!
Yeah. So we got one more question to see if we have a three-way tie, or if Diva or Corey takes the whole pot for the day.
We'll see.
Yeah.
With the whole pot.
The whole pot. And so for that third question, we have worst movie to then musical adaptation. So a movie that has become a musical on Broadway.
Musical.
I'm going to go with Dirty Dancing.
A musical? Have you seen them both?
I have seen them both, and good God, the one on stage was terrible.
Aladdin!
Really?
Aladdin!
Oh, fuck.
Yep.
I would really best or worst movie to musical. Oh, there's a lot. I would put it that Finding Neverland also is one that is not a great, because it's
Save it for your argument.
But I don't know if that's my choice because I didn't research this one.
Exactly.
That's the point.
Yeah, that's the whole point. We got to think on the fly.
What else was
movie? So
what did I say?
I'm just trying to do a movie.
You said Aladdin.
Thank you. Yes, Aladdin.
What did I say?
Aladdin.
I'm just having music directed Aladdin back in the BC times. I'm gonna slay your argument, just saying.
I don't think you will. It's a shit musical.
There's
Fuck
so many
you.
changes
No,
that
I
came that
directed
were not
it.
Good.
Darling.
Worst.
I
No,
want to
Echo
say
Shrek is good. Get out of here. That one's fun.
So there was also Corey,
Shrek.
Corey and Connie, if you also need some more films that became musicals, Clueless was one, Legally Blonde was one.
Freaky.
I'm gonna take
Friday.
Legally Blonde. I'm
okay.
gonna take Legally Blonde, and I have a reason. Stop!
Hang on. I want to throw some other ones. The Wedding Singer is one. Bring It On is one. Big Fish is another one.
Oh, I saw
Little
that one. That was actually
Women.
good, though.
Little Women, Secret Garden.
Didn't they make an Addams Family Broadway show and it was just
Yeah.
There
absolutely
is Addams
garbage?
There was a Beetlejuice.
It's not that
there was
bad.
a
Beetlejuice
School
didn't
of
get a run
Rock.
yet. Beetlejuice came
There
out and then the
was-
pandemic hit.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Beetlejuice got rave reviews when it came out.
Yeah.
Everyone loved
No,
it.
Beetlejuice,
Yeah.
the music was great.
Yeah.
There's Matilda.
Matilda was okay.
There's-
I didn't like some of the music, but
School of Rock. Shrek.
Heathers.
Heather.
Are we thinking of the movie that's the worst and
There's
then
Mean
therefore became
Girls.
worse
No,
by
no,
becoming a
like-
musical?
so just like say it was just a movie and then they tried to like, all right, this needs to be a musical on stage, and then it was just like, oh god, don't. No.
Didn't Mary Poppins
Yeah.
do it? Newsies did it.
Well, Mary Poppins
Mean
was more
Girls
closely
did it.
related
Amelie
to books,
did
so
it.
That one's, I'm not sure if that one counts.
Amelie did it. Macash did it.
You only need one.
I know. I don't
Yeah,
have a
I
lot
know,
of
but I'm
points of
trying to think
reference,
of
though,
what I
because I don't
like.
see musicals anymore. I haven't for a while. I'm gonna go.
Ray, did you
I'll
hate
just-
Newsies the Broadway or the
While you all are all
movie?
deciding, I just want to talk about one that I really liked.
Yeah?
Oh, no, it
Okay,
wasn't
yeah,
adaptation. Fuck me, never mind.
Oh,
Oh, no.
what was it? I'm curious now, though. Anyway.
Next to Normal. Great
Oh.
show. That wrecked me. I saw that on Broadway, and it just, like,
It's
it just
so-
beat the shit out of me. I was sobbing
It's
at the end. I
such a
could
good
barely breathe
musical.
or stand up. It was great.
It's so
Oh.
good. It's
Okay.
so good.
But yeah, listening to it on its own,
I'll
not
go
the
with
same as
Addams
seeing
Family.
Addams Family. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, and Corey, you're stickling with Legally Blonde?
Sure, because I have. I don't know. I have an argument, and it's a very thin argument.
I think all of ours are
it.
very
This is a thin argument round. This is where none of us are
Yeah.
prepared, and it's okay. It's okay not to know. Just
I'm gonna
dig
go
in
with
and
School
fight
of
for
Rock. Actually,
School
I'm
of
changing
Rock.
mine to
Alright.
School of Rock.
it. No.
we'll find out. We'll find out why.
Corey.
How
No!
dare you, ma'am?
Alright.
Corey.
All right. Locked in.
You're in. Too late, you're in.
All right,
Choices.
Diva, you ready to talk about Finding Neverland?
I think I'm gonna. No, I don't think that's the one I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna say Dracula.
Dracula. Okay.
Dracula. Like, wait, was it based on like the which version?
The
Or
Gary
movie two.
Oldman?
Oh, okay. Never mind. Then yeah. Finding. I'm just thinking in general. There's been so many films, and it has an adaptation. But it's not on a specific film. So okay, I'll go back to Finding Neverland.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right. The minute is on, and
Starting.
we're
What?
starting back at Diva again.
Alright.
Okay,
Diva, you're
frick.
up.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So this is gonna be.
Go.
It can be a bit looser because I don't have anything ready. Okay. As far as a film to then a stage adaptation, there was nothing about Finding Neverland that rendered the need for a musical. Okay. It was a brilliant film in its own right. It was a drama in its own right. And then they decided, you know what, let's make some more money off of this, or try to make money off of this, throw some Glee people in there, some other stuff in there, and then make it into a musical that frankly does not have great music. It did really poorly, and there is just no need. There is such a trend, I feel, that with musicals where you have things that are great. They're great source material. They don't need to be turned into a musical. You don't need to do that. You don't need to remake something. Like if you were to take The Princess Bride and remake it with a new cast today for a film, no, don't do it. Don't touch it because it's already perfect. You didn't need to do that with Finding Neverland either.
Perfect.
Honk.
Huh?
Oh, one I should.
I can say that for pretty much all of these too, though.
I should have said once. Fuck. Anyway. So,
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
but too
No,
late. I
I
made my
will-
choice.
Okay, with once, I'm gonna say I've seen both multiple times, and I think they work. They both work.
Okay. Okay, what was the choice? School of Rock. Okay, let's go.
All right, and go.
Okay. Okay, so my argument for School of Rock was going to be the same argument as Legally Blonde. It's that School of Rock, right, with those specific actors, right, that's what makes us fall in love with it. It's Schneebly is Jack Black, and that energy of Jack Black. Sure, you can get someone who's gonna imitate it, but anybody who's gonna be playing that character is going to be doing an imitation of Jack Black doing that character. Otherwise, it's going to fall flat. And so I honestly have not seen the musical. I haven't really heard of School of Rock the musical. It's one of the things where it's like, the movie is held in such high regard to me of it's Jack Black and it's fun and that energy and Joan Cusack. I mean, like, oh my gosh, those sorts of energies and big personalities, trying to translate them to a musical adaptation, it's going to fall flat just because you're not going to have those same actors. You're going to have people trying to bring an energy that you didn't want, or just, again, trying to do an imitation of those big personalities.
True.
Oh, I could have chosen Rent. Ah.
Okay.
Wasn't it Broadway? Wasn't it Broadway first?
Rent was Broadway first.
Oh my gosh, I'm
musical.
thinking worst musical to film again.
Nope, that was
right, because it's Cats.
Yep.
I keep thinking the reverse. It's Cats. Yeah, every time.
Yep.
I would vote Sweeney Todd in that
Hands
particular
down.
fight. I have so
Over
much
Cats?
fucking beef.
Over
Yeah.
Cats?
I have.
Well, no, here's the
No,
deal. I just hate Cats to begin with. I'm not going to be offended by a bad adaptation of a bad musical.
That's true. I also
But Sweeney
Okay,
Todd is a
Cucumber-
good musical, and they made a terrible fucking movie.
Cucumber. You and I, we agree on some things now. We agree
On something.
on some things. We agree on some things.
All right. Here we go.
Also, wait, I'm
No,
sorry I've
okay.
not seen School of Rock the Broadway thing because I haven't been to too many Broadway shows. Okay, I'm not in LA like these guys.
Because Broadway is in L.A.
You're literally closer to Broadway than us.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I've seen Lion King 1,000 times, I swear.
Same, so have I, but that's because Segerstrom also has it every year.
Yeah, no, on Broadway, Lion King, so many times. So many times.
All right.
Ryan, go!
All right, before I put Cucumber to sleep. So I
Yep.
chose Dirty Dancing. So for me, when I go see a play, I also want to see a very well put together stage. Like the stage is just as important as the actors on it. And when I saw the way that this was put together, it was the most like last minute shoddy touring thing I've ever seen for a major budget production. Most of the set was a LED screen wall, and when done properly, that can look fine, but this was most of the set. And so like they were doing like beach scenes and stuff where it was very obviously terrible, and like the images they were using were like low res, and the entire show was built up to the one moment where Swayze says to the girl, nobody puts baby in the corner, and grabs her. But he runs down the aisle from the audience, and it's so out of the blue it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. It was so bad. All right. And Connie.
All right, Adam's family. All right, you cannot make this into a musical. First of all, the characters, the actors that portrayed the characters are so iconic. Anything less would just seem to completely fall flat. I'm sorry, Raul Julia as Gomez and Angelica Houston as Morticia Adams is absolutely perfect. And then Christopher Lloyd as Fester coming in, like you cannot like replace those characters because they literally became the characters. And to try and make this into a musical would just seem wrong. And in terms of the design, I think it would be so bleak and hard to design because it's all dark gray colors and very gothic looking. So you can't have a lot of like different set pieces that pop or have different colors because it's all dark and dingy. It's primarily in the Addams Family house, so it'd be very dark and gothic. And then you just can't have somebody singing Christopher Lloyd like, you know, the mamushka, you know?
Honkity honk honk fucking honk!
I think we'll have some words from Cucumber in that.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting for this 5 minutes.
It's gonna be a hard minute to get through because I'm just waiting for the 5 minutes now. Connie, we're gonna...
All right. Cucumber, you got it. Here we go.
All right, so let's all think about Aladdin, the beautiful animated feature during the Disney Renaissance. It's one of the greatest animated features that Disney's ever done. It holds up. It's pretty fun. It's a good time. It's a character piece. There's a Robin Williams vehicle. There's a whole extra story to go with that and how they fucked him over. But we love Aladdin. It's a good time. Now take everything you love about it, extract it, put it on stage, don't update it for the 25 whatever the fuck years that it's been running, and just let it slowly die, but never tell the actors that the show is done. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like the actors bring their A game. Every single person in that show that I saw was wonderful. However, the show did not support them. They added characters, they added bits, they added jokes, they added like topical humor that was still, years out of date. And like everything about it was uncomfortable. I've never been uncomfortable at like a professional show like that, and just because it's like this feels awkward for me and for the people up there. And it was painful to watch because nobody got to shine and it wasn't their fault. That's
All right.
All right, Connie, what the fuck? Every person that you mentioned for Addams Family, those were already recast actors from the show. Like, so you're like, oh yes, no one can replace Raul Julia. He replaced John Aston. Like, they were already recast. So clearly other people can play those roles to perfection, and they do so, I believe, in the Addams Family musical. Not the strongest in the world, but definitely not the worst. There's some catchy tunes. You got Nathan Lane. We got people in there who are legends.
No,
it's
got some fun music in it.
It's a good fucking time, man. But
Ryan, what was your?
What?
What was yours,
Dirty
Ryan?
Dancing.
Mine was Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing. Okay.
I'll say for Aladdin, I will say I have an attachment to it because I music directed a production of it. It was a kids production, so I will say that it was a junior Broadway version. But I've seen the at least parts of I've seen the full version online at least. I think that some of the songs that are in the full musical that we didn't get to see in the film because they were removed from the film are fantastic. Like I think Babcock Omar Aladdin Kasim is one of the best numbers in the whole musical. That's specific to the musical and not the film. Yeah. But I do agree that when it comes to like, Robin Williams, that sort of thing, like you can't. It's one of those things where you don't touch it. You don't touch it.
Well, the genies I saw, the genie I saw,
but I think it's a fun musical
run.
Still.
But like so they had the genie, like the OG genie, come back when I saw it, and I mean he's phenomenal. The guy who was playing the rest of the show was phenomenal. But again, it's just like the show doesn't support talent, and it sucks.
Was this the? I do want to ask: was this show the full Broadway production, or is this the condensed one? That okay, it's a tour.
It wasn't condensed; it was full length, but it was just
okay.
It's not great.
Sure.
Not a bad time. It's the only show where it's like I don't feel like this was worth my money.
Yeah.
I actually saw Aladdin at Segerstrom for free because I get comped for that.
And you still wanted your money back.
And I still wanted my money back.
Wow. Wanted your time and money back.
Because like so unfortunately, I was unfortunately sitting in like the fifth row back, and I was watching everything happen and unfold in front of me. I was like, the person who played Jasmine was playing it so over the top compared to the rest of her cast. Like she was trying to milk it for everything it could, which wasn't really much there. And it's like she is really trying way too hard compared to everyone, and it just made everything else uncomfortable.
That's
as
a mark on the
as
And then
the
also-
Dirty Dancing guy running through the audience. I hate when they come in the audience. It freaks me out. I don't like it at all. I'm like,
okay, Corey, we gotta talk about yours, because School of Rock is actually it was a surprise hit for a lot of reasons. One being the talent of the kids involved. They all played their instruments, they all sang their songs, and they sang and played the shit out of them. Not to mention the main lead, who also went on to, I believe, do Beetlejuice, is a fucking he is a frenetic ass actor, and he was able to fill Jack Black's shoes in a way that I don't think that you would expect, but I think you would appreciate. School of Rock was a solid show. They did a great job with it.
Well, here's the thing. If we're talking about worst, there's merit to saying, okay, Aladdin is already a musical. Why don't we just put it on its feet? Whereas some of these other ones, like Dirty Dancing and Finding Neverland,
musical,
they didn't
Cucumber hates.
need again with Finding Neverland and so many of these. It didn't need to be a musical. It didn't. It never needed to be. There was no. Other than we can probably just make some more money off of it. Like that's just greed and it's gross.
This is just like that's the thing. Like, it's like, hey, look, this doesn't exist yet. Let's do it. My problem with Aladdin is they had a perfect roadmap, and they're like, hey, let's just shit on that, shall we? Like, they just do this. Just do this.
They literally were doing the right play at the Hyperion in Disneyland, and then they went
that
to
show was better.
Yeah.
It was only 45. That was the other thing. It was only 45 minutes long, and that's why it felt right. Because the Aladdin Broadway production is bloated as fuck. It's way too long for what it is. It's just bad.
It's dragging on.
Can I switch gears for a minute?
Sure.
Yeah,
I just want to talk about. Okay, this isn't about any of our stuff. It's about something completely.
Maybe hold it till after the countdown.
Oh yeah, hold it.
Yeah, 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
I was gonna say,
I don't know if I have anything else.
all your choices had some sort of like theatrical or like musicality already built into the movie. There was no musicality whatsoever in the Addams Family.
No, Finding Neverland. Finding Neverland.
We also dance and sing
sing
as a family together all the time. They have a piano that learns plays in the show.
But I mean, everybody else had like, you know, Dirty Dancing has the soundtrack. It's like in Aladdin they have already built-in soundtracks. School of Rock. It's like
So I wanted to say this because I was listening to it'll come to me. But I was driving to LA for work a couple months ago, and I had something come on Spotify, and it was a rendition of When You Believe from. It was a rendition of When You. Oh God! I didn't even think about that. It's a Wonderful Life stage music. I was actually in that musical. Good adaptation. No. But When You Believe from Prince of Egypt, I heard a different rendition. I was like, what is this? This sounds like it's done by clearly singers who know singing. Not to say that, you know, the animated film didn't. But then I looked it up, and Prince of Egypt has been adapted into a musical in London right now. And I've listened to so much of the score, and I cannot tell you how badly I want to see that. And I think that's the kind of thing where it would work beautifully.
Man, but what is it?
Yeah, no. Sorry,
so no, that,
yeah,
that,
I was
that
like
animated, no,
10
that
years ago.
animated film though is just it's so beautiful, and there's so many there's just so many grandiose.
There's so many like powerhouse moments
scenes
and songs.
Well, so right, but I don't know if I would be able to get the same thing out of a stage. There's just so many constraints to the stage. Versus the animated, you can get those big, huge, sweeping scenes of the landscape of Egypt, and the landscape, like showing that broadness, that depth of oh my gosh, oh my gosh, but seeing like "Deliver Us" in person, being sung in person would be
right?
My god,
right? Or like another one that like The Lion King, I think is a gorgeous stage. Like seeing it on stage, I think is gorgeous, but they work with what they have, and they include so much puppetry and all of these different elements so that it's just infused with I love it so much.
They found a way to translate it in a way that works for stage, which is something I feel they did not do with Aladdin.
Well, we are at
but
a
that's
tie.
Okay, nobody voted for me, and also somebody can't spell Aladdin.
That's right. Me and Corey are tied. School of Rock versus Dirty Dancing.
Ooh.
Do we get to vote now?
Sure.
I'm gonna vote Dirty Dancing is worse, because School of Rock is actually dope. It's a good one. Give it a shot.
Yeah, Dirty Dancing.
I haven't seen Dirty. I feel like I can't vote on the ones unless I've seen them.
I haven't seen anything, so it's fine.
I've not seen any of them. So
there's no legal follow-up to this.
Yeah,
I know, but
bullshit.
I haven't. It's my integrators of the thing.
Nope.
integrators?
We don't have that here on Fridays.
Oh. Who voted? Let's see. Well, let's see.
Another one. Somebody voted for Diva.
Yeah, I probably would have voted for Finding Neverland because I love that movie, but I've never heard
The
music
movie.
from it.
The movie is so perfect. Again, the musical. It's just it. For me, it's just hollow. The imagination and the joy is just gone.
The one where he sings like right before the intermission. There's a song about singing about Captain Hook.
I think
an oddfish, codfish, sneaky snook, an oddfish.
No, it's like he's
codfish,
like something about being
sneaky
stronger or
snook.
something like that.
Yeah.
That one? Okay, I actually liked that one, so I wouldn't.
The whole musical?
Yeah, I actually like that musical.
Okay. Have you seen the film?
I haven't seen the film, So.
Okay, see, I think,
dude,
I
you
think,
gotta watch the movie.
I think
Get
you
ready
have to watch
cry.
Oh.
the movie, because again, it's one of those things where the movie is just so perfect. It's so perfect. There was no need, not to say that it's terrible, but there was no need.
The one line or the one exchange that always makes me cry is not really spoilers. Where's Mr. Snow? I'm like, fuck!
Oh.
It's a good movie. And it's one of the
Yeah.
few things I actually really, really love Johnny Depp in. He was like A game in that movie. Because before he just did the same thing everywhere.
Yeah.
And Kate Winslet, who you, I love her so much. I love her so much. I love her so much.
Okay, well,
So,
Huh.
Dirty Dancing won because
Dirty
Connie and
Dancing.
Cucumber
Yeah.
Dirty Dancing won.
Okay.
voted.
So it's a 3-way tie currently between
Or
me.
really, Dirty Dancing lost.
Yeah.
Like, tell you.
Nobody won here.
I think, yeah, I think I might go with. Again, haven't seen it, but I'm just like based on what you said and just thinking of like the stories of each of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it is. Let's see. 6:09. Do you think is there any quick way to do a tiebreaker or?
So I should be out of the running because I won last week. So it's between
Okay.
Ryan and Diva.
What?
fair.
No. Why? Why? No, this is a fresh week. Why not? Why? No.
Because I picked it last time. I
She
won.
did pick the topic for next week.
Oh,
Already.
you picked the topic?
Yeah. If you win,
Yeah.
you get to pick the topic.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, Corey, since you're the one who gets to make the tiebreaker, you make the question.
Ooh.
How? What?
Pressure.
Ha ha!
And you can ask for help.
Okay, so here's my thought, right?
Yeah.
I want you guys to agree on a musical you guys both seen and
Okay.
know
Okay.
decently well,
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
right?
Right?
Okay.
And what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick a different main character from that musical, right? So it's if
I'm
the
confused.
lens
Oh,
were shifted.
Okay. Got it.
Got
Got
it.
it.
So right,
Got it.
so it's like,
So like if you were
Legally
doing
Blonde,
Gypsy,
right?
you're not focusing on Gypsy, you're focusing on Mama
Mhm.
instead. Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
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 Shift the
okay.
lens of the focus.
And we're each choosing a different character that the focus should be shifted to?
Yeah, but the
yeah.
same musical if you can.
Okay.
Wait, we're all choosing the same musical?
Well, no,
Me
I was
and-
just
me
gonna
and
make it
Diva.
Diva between Ryan.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's you two. Have fun.
Yeah, we get to vote.
All right.
I don't have to think.
Yeah.
All right. So Diva, what is
Okay,
one
just
of
start
your favorite
naming
musicals?
All of them.
All of them?
I'm trying to think. Like, just choose a.
So there's the ones that we did from the beginning. There's Sound of Music. There's Chicago.
Oh, you know what
There's
could be
The
interesting?
Sisters, There's the Mia.
Hamilton, from Aaron Burr.
Hamilton. That's
okay,
perfect.
okay.
With
I'll
as
do Hamilton.
from Aaron Burr's perspective.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
it is from Aaron Burr's perspective.
Hamilton
It's-
is the like main character.
It's called Hamilton.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
it's being told by Burr.
It is
He
being
introduces
narrated
the
by
show.
Burr.
Yeah,
He
I'm just
does.
thinking if you were to take the narrative structure
Okay. So say
Just
like
follow Burr's entire journey.
to
Gotcha.
follow Burr's journey, where you look
Okay.
at Hamilton more,
Okay.
because it is the rivalry between the two. So all you're doing is flipping it. But we don't have to
Yep.
choose that one. There's other ones too.
You
What's a
choose what
musical you
want.
can think of?
What's
Hamilton
that?
sounds great.
Well,
to
we have
me.
to think of. Have you seen Hamilton?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Ah.
Ah, well,
Yeah.
He bugged me to watch it. I know
good.
that he's seen it.
It's good.
Yeah. Okay. So you're choosing Burr.
Ooh, wait. I kind of. No, I changed my mind.
Pick your champ!
Wait.
I don't think they
I also
can change
choose
your mind.
Lafayette. I also choose Lafayette.
Wait,
because
what?
then-
You get to choose one.
What?
Okay, but is it the same musicals, just shifted perspective? Like, are we adding new songs? Are we changing locations and
Yeah.
stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll change
There's
the
a whole new
story
play.
to circulate around that
A
character.
whole new play.
Oh.
Better take your pick, Ryan, before she changes her answer. Just sitting here.
I would choose Lafayette.
I was thinking
What?
Lafayette, yeah.
No.
He already claimed it.
Do you choose
have
him
to
because
give it-
I was choosing him, and are you going to choose him for all the reasons that I was going to choose him for?
You already chose somebody. Just
I did.
hold on to it.
You already picked somebody.
All right,
Timer,
ready?
Brian.
Fight.
Burr versus Lafayette.
Burr versus Lafayette.
Ding,
All right.
ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. All right, so
Okay.
I'll go first.
You go first, okay.
Lafayette, because not only do we already get to see like a taste of what Lafayette's rhythm and rapping would be, just to have an entire like play focusing around him and those like quick words and those fast, witty things. And we also don't get to really see much of the side of the French in that in the war. And so just to have a whole other extra side of how the battle went from that side and the dealings with the French government that Lafayette would have had to go through, all the other struggles that he would have had to do. Like I feel like all the other members of that party in the play would have already been kind of told through Hamilton, but Lafayette is kind of an outlier, so he gets to have a new story that will bring a little bit more life to a story that hasn't been told yet. That's,
All of the reasons I would have also gone with Lafayette.
well, yeah.
I wish I hadn't said it.
All right, go.
Okay, sure. I kind of already said why Burr would be a good pick. But I really think if you're taking Hamilton and you take the antithesis of Hamilton, which in this case it is Burr, and just switching the lens where you're looking at Hamilton as the villain, so to speak, even though Burr isn't necessarily the villain either. They're just rivals. And I think you get a lot of similar stuff. It wouldn't change the story dramatically. I mean, it would some, obviously, but I think it could work. But honestly, I do want to see the Lafayette one because I think that would have a lot. I think Lafayette could be really interesting because it would, it would have a full.
Argue for Burr.
I know, but I kind of already said my piece. It's really just shifting perspectives. I don't know, like, words. Aaron Burr, sir. I love Lamar Odom. His voice is gorgeous.
That's fair.
Honk.
Honk. And I think with that, since we're
Oh,
running low on time,
I just thought of something with Lafayette. If all of the musical, if all of his songs were in the speed of rapping that he normally does, I wonder if it would diminish the impact. Like so when we're seeing levels of it, throughout, and then when Lafayette comes and he hits, it hits strong because we're not. That's new to the ear. But if we have that every single time, then it could be very pretty.
Everybody in the chat is talking about Reefer Madness, which is super fucking funny.
It
If you
is
haven't seen
so good.
It's
It
a
is
good
so
musical.
good.
It's a good adaptation. Check it out. It's hilarious.
That is a show I've been wanting to be into. I want to be in it so bad.
Garrett says, "What about having the POV of Hercules Mulligan?" You know what? I would watch the shit out of that because he had the most dangerous job.
Yeah, he was a
wasn't
spy.
protected by anybody. He was a spy. He was out there like measuring people and just absorbing information and sneaking it back.
Yeah.
Everyone else
I'm
is
gonna
just like,
vote-
I command you to go here.
I'm voting Ryan
Shit.
too. I just clicked and voted because honestly, this was my second. I was thinking, I was like, yeah, Lafayette would be amazing. So I would have argued for that too.
fair enough.
Way to dig in those heels on your.
Yeah.
Because if we're, I guess, trying to think of what works best if you were to take if you wanted the same structure, or if you wanted a completely new one. Oh, someone gave me a vote. Thank you, someone who gave me a little baby vote. Appreciate you. Shoot, if I gave myself that vote, it could have been a 2-4. I still would have lost by half. Whatever.
Vote for ourselves on the show either.
It's true. All right. Well, with that, I think we'll wrap that up, and I will declare next week the topic will be
Oh boy.
Boy!
No surprise.
Tron!
Okay. Jeff Bridges, I see you. Okay.
Bridges!
Jeff
Walking,
Bridges.
walking.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank y'all for letting me come back.
Yeah. Feel
Yeah.
free to come back
Yeah.
anytime.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You
make
survived.
I did.
Yeah.
Gosh, you blew us out of the water. You came out like that first one. I was like, she's got facts.
Dude.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No,
I'm
the
gonna
thing-
fight
the
you,
thing
Lord.
is-
You and I
It's
are gonna
again.
fight
Lord.
I was thinking about this all evening, and then I was like, screw it, I'm choosing my picks. And the moment I sent Ryan, I was like, okay, I need to be solid with this, because I was seeing the other musicals, and I was like, I could argue for all of these because they're so good. And they were other things I was actively thinking about. And so I'm like, okay, why does this work? Let's do that.
No, it was awesome. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really strong first round. I think the
Oh, yeah.
strongest I've ever
Yes.
seen.
Well, awesome. Thank you guys all for joining us so
thank
very, very
you.
much. Declaring me the Master Debater of the Week. Thank you very, very much.
Master debater.
Yes. Of course, we have some Trashterpiece Theater tonight with pretty much most of our lovely faces on it. We will be doing some more X-10 sci-fi theater. Yes. We've got two
So butts and
different
seats?
shows. Butts and seats. We're
Butts
still
and
doing our
seats,
partner
butts and
push. We have, should I say?
Yeah, we submitted
Okay.
again. Well, I don't know why it hasn't. Yeah, we submitted again.
Yeah.
We're still
That's
submitting.
great.
We submitted again,
so we'll see how it goes. We did dip down a little bit this week, so hopefully everybody turns out tonight to swing that back up for us. That would be fabulous. Tag your friends, bring your peoples. Let's do it. I mean, we're still
Bring
way
your
higher than
eyeballs.
we were, but definitely not where we were the last 2 weeks. So help us out, friends.
What's that? Come
Alright.
see us. Make us do funny voices and sing our lines and all that stuff.
For the love of God! Please, please, please! No shame, please!
You're gonna blow a waiter.
Alright. Well, thank you all very, very much. See you tonight
Before
at
we leave,
7:30. Oh,
Ryan, what's your trophy? What's your trophy?
Yeah, what's the trophy gonna be?
Is it gonna be playbill? Little.
And
Oh,
while
that'd
you
be
think of
cute.
that, Cucumber, what's the play tonight? What's the play tonight?
I don't know. I didn't look
Oh,
yet.
okay.
It was sci-fi something.
Yeah, sci-fi
There's
theater
two
stuff.
sci-fi ones, yeah.
Two sci-fi shorts.
I gotcha.
but
I gotcha.
don't know.
It is. So X
No, you
minus
need to be
one's
picking your-
Pyregeek's Wonderful Dolls and the Velt Date.
Cool.
And I like the
Okay.
Playbill. Playbill is a good trophy.
There you go.
All right.
All right.
Alright.
Bye.
We'll see you guys
Goodbye.
next week. Bye.
See you later.
Stretch.